Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset. And Coach Ron Aydelott joins us via conference call, head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. And we're at Week 6, Game 7. And Coach, last Friday night, Hendersonville and the Commandos, and you went up there, and it was a tough night. But kind of walk us through the game and kind of tell us a little bit about the game and the Warriors' Friday night battle.
Well, I thought that basically we regressed, and we gave them way too many opportunities early, and defensively we didn't slow them down the first half. We did a much better job the second half, but first half, we just didn't give ourselves a chance and got behind, and had to play catch up the rest of the night and didn't do a good job at that.
Overall, did you think they were ready when they came out, that when the ball was kicked off? Did you feel like your team was ready to roll based on the practices you had developed earlier in the week?
No, I didn't think we practiced well, and I thought that was a carryover into the game. And, we tried to challenge them Wednesday and Thursday and tell them that they need to pick up the intensity. I think they got a little bit satisfied with a win, and, obviously this team's not good enough to do that. And then, this week, consequently, it's been a little bit better, at least these 2 days. So, hopefully they learned a little bit of a lesson. And it's just a growing progression with these kids. And, they will have to learn that you reap what you sow.
Well, as you progress through it and everything, they always talk about it. They either get it and they don't want to get it, or they get it and they're trying to get it, or wherever it is. What do you think the model is right now with the Riverdale? I mean, what do you think the players, as far as their picture in their mind, what do you think that they're seeing as far as their progression, or did they try to grow too quick, or what do you think they're thinking?
Well, I think they take a lot of things for granted. They got to understand that you can't do that. We're playing a lot of kids both ways, playing like young kids, and you just got to stand up and be your own team and your own man.
You're 1-5, and you're facing a 1-5 team on Friday night with Stewart's Creek, but they picked up their first win, and they're probably pretty happy and stuff. And probably some of the seniors are probably painting a picture in their mind that, maybe playoffs or some things. But is there a sacrifice to know that those seniors have to step up and represent that jersey? And not only that, but their school. I got to think about, there's got to be a sacrifice for the juniors and sophomores and the freshmen and the upcoming guys. I mean, am I going down the right road to think, as a coach, you got to kind of teach these seniors. It may not be your year, but at the same time, this is where later on in life you'll understand a lot more about why football and life come together.
Well, we hope so. That's one of those things where they've got to make a decision whether the team's important. I think a portion of our problem is we've got too many individuals trying to play a team game, and we've got to learn to get a little bit of ourselves for something bigger than us, and that's sort of kind of what football's about.
Friday night, of course, Stewart's Creek and them. What's it going to take to beat these guys? I mean, they are getting better, and they're going to be hungry for their second win, and the question is, what's it going to take to stop them?
Well, it's going to take us being hungry for our second win and a relentless desire to take care of the football and make tackles, get lined up, block people, and quit missing assignments, So it just, to me, it becomes the team that deems it the most important to do the best job, and we'll find out Friday.
Coach, do you feel like the younger guys are progressing? I noticed you had a freshman game on Monday. How'd that game go?
We won. Our freshmen finished the season at 4-2, so we're happy for them, and I think we played Stewart's Creek last night. It was a pretty decent game, but we came out on top. And we've got a good group of kids, and we've got several of them coming up with us.
Friday night, you'll travel over to Stewart's Creek, and they'd like nothing more to win at their home field and everything. So I guess, do you have anything else to add? How was your crowd Friday night, Coach?
I didn't even really notice. I'm sure not great, but, hopefully we'll bring one Friday night. We'll see where we're standing. You got to start winning. People enjoy seeing them winner. When you don't, then they're not going to show up. So hopefully we can start getting on a little roll and bring some interest and excitement back.
Coach, I can't thank you enough. I know it's not easy to, whether you got to go in on a Saturday and do a radio show or you want to step with me, but I know the fans appreciate it and I appreciate it. And I mean, it gives the people a chance to figure out what's going on. And I asked different questions from the other people and everything, but I just appreciate you getting on here with me and just sharing a moment and just talking a little bit of football.
That's no problem, man. We're not giving up on these kids, and we hope they're not giving up on us. And they don't show any indication of that. It's just a growing process. We're down to numbers, and we're trying to get some young kids ready that probably shouldn't be playing in this district, at this point. But we don't have a choice. And I feel like they give us effort. We just got to get it consistently, and we're trying. So, and I think the kids are too, and I think they're starting to understand that a bit more.
Well, death by fire is not always the best solution. You like to train them slowly but surely, but sometimes it's a quick learner, isn't it, Coach? I mean, when you got to get in there and you get your mouth popped real good and you realize the guy across from you is a lot bigger than you, it kind of gives you a hint, maybe I didn't do the 110% or the 120% because they always say the guy that stays till 5:15 and 5:30, the numbers drop off dramatically, don't they, Coach?
Well, it's one of those deals where I think most coaches will tell you nowadays, if you don't get immediate satisfaction, kids are not in it for the long haul, So the days of kind of producing and building talent, unless things are going really, really good, it's tough to keep kids interested in that. So if they don't get instant gratification, which is playing time, and then a lot of kids just simply don't push through. So, and unfortunately, those are the things that. Those kind of traits are the ones that make you successful in life if you're willing to push through and learn until it's your time. But, the ones that do will be successful in life, and the ones that don't, then, my thoughts and prayers are out there for them.
I hear you. So, as Coach Aydelott, I think he put it best, perseverance and sticking with the program. And I think that's what you Riverdale Warrior fans should do, and along with the faculty and staff and fans. So why not? On Friday night at 7 o'clock, be there with Stewart's Creek and Riverdale as they travel down to the new school. Be in the stands and cheer on the Warriors, and we'll see you at the game.